So we got the whole information now about Nox's backstory, which is obviously good. Nox a really good character. I've liked him a lot so far, but he's in a bit of a bad spot. Obviously, everything that we're seeing from Noct in the most previous chapter was after the time got turned back. Like it was like, it was a few minutes or however much time before Noelle and them showed up, and the reason that's important, obviously, not just the end of the chapter where it was, where we had Luck say, "Oh well, there's one person in there we can't really mess with," but obviously Noct was all strung up on like ice, not a crucifix, but he was like essentially just strung up on giant ice spikes, covered in fire and stuff. And the reason those obvious portions are important is the wording of what Luck said. Like Luck saying that there was one person in there that they can't mess with, and that goes into a lot of people's theories on Lilith and Nama that they're gonna fuse, like their whole horn setup with their weird partial mask version, trying to look like in a wrong card for some reason, and the fact that one of them both of them have one normal arm and one big arm, but their normal and big arm are the opposite of the opposing one. So a lot of people have had the idea that they would fuse, and I think that they're just their general physical presentation, but plus what Luck said, maybe it's just mistranslation and Luck was saying two people, who knows. But the fact that Luck said that, plus like I said what they look like and whatnot, gives the idea that they could fuse. And I personally am on board with this, not from just the idea of it'd be really cool that if they could do that, but two things. One, their magic isn't that different right now. I mean, we could easily just have some overwhelming fire and ice wizard. I'd be perfectly fine with that, but it's like Tabata set a level of just difficulty on their devil magic in general, because the first one we really saw was Zagrid, and Zagrid has still the most broken magic within Black Clover. The only magic I'd say that is more of a potential danger is, two. I give it two, and that being Raya's magic, because Raya obviously could just continuously keep copying magic, and who knows if he has only a certain amount that he can have copied at a time. He got 99 slots, or is it literally just any time he touches a grimoire he's able to copy a spell from it and stuff. And then obviously anyone who knows my Radi's hype, Radi's just has a ton of potential in general, but with Zagrid's level of just casual usage of it combined with his level of power, obviously he was ridiculous, and he fought legendary characters at the same time. So these guys, unless it's outright stated that they're high level, but it's Zagrid is just multiple tiers above them, because they're all stated to be high level, but it's these are the highest level on the first floor. Zagrid can easily be from a different floor but a high level, so superior to them. So if they fuse and they got an outright better magic, for one, Steam, if you had Demon Steam, which is really weird in just the general idea of it, because Steam is not that crazy probably from the standard way people are seeing it, just from cooking or showers or whatever. But it's Steam is ridiculous when you actually get down to its crazier end, because Steam explosions are absurd. The fact that you can literally just have this absurd demon mist cloud of boiling water just pass over somebody and probably just melt all the skin off their body. But plus, I think that the idea of it would probably be better than just just plain old fire and ice, because at least we wouldn't have something like that already in the series. It would have to be something really cool, I think, if they did fuse, and then, if Tabata went with something like Steam, it'd be super flexible on how exactly he could implement it, and plus all these different styles of attacks, having both fire and ice, but also combining them, or it literally could just be, having two elements, having fire and ice, because having both of those at the same time on a demon's level, on a devil's level rather, is very dangerous. So we'll see in that regard, but I'm definitely on board with the fusing aspect of them. I think it'd be really cool. Plus it would solve a lot of what I would consider the early weakness to this one. It's just separate them, because I don't think that these guys are as dangerous, obviously separate, as they would be just in the general usage of them combined. But we'll see. Other than that though, I don't have a lot of the large scope of like the next chapter, assuming it's, you know, stays focused on Lilith and Nama with Noct. Like, if it goes to a different character, obviously that's not something that I would predict given where the last chapter ended. But I mean, it's always a possibility. I would much rather focus on this fight because I mean, like Lilith and Nama, we've been really wanting to see them. Like, I'm sure everybody reading like wants to see Asta and crew show up and other characters show up. And look at the other fights like with the Triad and whatnot. But like Lilith and Nama, I think, are the ones that everybody, even Tabata knows, like wants to see. We want to see these devils and what they're capable of. Because Zagreed, like I said, Zagreed could easily be from a higher floor. But the thing is about Lilith and Nama is these are the first ones we're seeing from the gate, like full high-level devils coming out of the Tree of Qliphoth. So it's like they almost got something caught in my throat there, that pause. But I'm just gonna leave that in because I was happy that I caught it right before I probably kept going and would have coughed and gone in a horrible coughing fit and ruined this video. But these are the first showing, so like they're, regardless if Lilith and Nama are beaten with extreme difficulty or however they're defeated, they, to me at least, are just they're like the measuring stick for what's to come with the other devils. Because Zagreed is a wild card. We don't know exactly where he would compare to these two, but everything, regardless of how they do, everything beyond like them coming out is going to be automatically better than them. Any of the high-ranking devils that come out after them automatically are more powerful, going to have crazier magic, going to be general just bigger threats. And that's why I'm not a huge, like, Lilith and Nama could, like, I don't have huge eggs in their basket. Like, they could be defeated, one Asta and them show up, just get like a pretty solid fight, and I'd be fine with that because they're not the hype devils. These are like the first up. Like this is like the Raditz of the devils in my opinion. Not Zagreed. Like I said, Zagreed was a much bigger opponent, but these guys just have to, you know, like give us a good display, and that's all I really ask. But anyway, other than that, they'll comment below, thumbs up, friend, like, subscribe, and tell me your thoughts are about the next chapter and what you think's coming up. And other than that, I really appreciate you commenting on the video, like I said, and I appreciate everyone's already subscribed. Thank you for listening. Bye.